In this video, I'm going to show the Linux users how to open CHM files on their Linux system. Now, I'm using Ubuntu Mate 24.04.1, the long-term support, but this will work for any Ubuntu or any Ubuntu derivatives. And if you have another operating system, I do have links at the bottom that will show you how to install it on your system. Now, let me first explain what I'm doing. I was going across the educational website the other day, and I downloaded a file from it that had a CHM extension, and I double-clicked on it, and it wouldn't open because I didn't have a program on my system that would open it. It's actually a kind of an ebook form. It's an older educational file, very similar to a PDF file. So when you click a PDF file, it opens your PDF viewer so that you can see. And this was also on that educational website showing electronic symbols. And I was wanting to view the contents of what was in this file, but I didn't have a program on my system. So I got to searching using Google for how to execute files with Linux, because this is a Linux for noobs, and there were several people that responded and told different programs that would work, and then they would respond back saying it didn't work. So I found a great program that works for this particular type of application, or this particular type of format, the CHM extension. Let me first read what it is, and I'll show you how to install it on your system. Then I'll show you what the program looks like. This is called KchmViewer. It's a free and open source CHM, also known as the Microsoft HTML help viewer, because this is mainly for Microsoft for their help files that were on the Windows system. So Microsoft, when you double click, it should open up, and if for some reason it's not opening up on your system, I do have the links at the bottom. This shows you how you can open your files within a Windows system if it's not opening, and I do have, like I said, the link at the bottom. It's also an EPUB viewer written in C++ for Unix, Linux, Mac, and Windows, and this is what it looks like. So when I double click the file in just a few moments, you'll see that it'll open up that file ebook to where it looks like a normal PDF viewer. Now, I'm not going to read all of this. This just basically tells a little bit more description. Now, if you using Ubuntu or any of the Ubuntu derivatives, like or even the Debian based system, you just open up your terminal, update your PPAs by just simply copying and pasting that into your terminal, and then just simply copy and paste sudo apt install the KchmViewer, and it will install it on your system. If for some reason you decide that you don't like it, you can always copy and paste the sudo apt remove the KchmViewer on your system. Once you get it installed, you will be able to find it in your menu. Mine's in the applications office, and as you can see here, the KchmViewer, or you can also open it in the terminal by just simply copying you're copying this, pasting that into the terminal, and it will open up the application. Once you get the application open, you can get the file and hit open, or you can just hit the open button, locate where the CHM file is, and hit the open button, and it will open. You can also double click the file on your system within your file manager, which is here. Let me first show you how to open the program. I'll go to Office, I'll go to the KchmViewer, and once it opens, you can go to File and choose Open, or you can just simply hit the Open button, select the CHM file on your system, and hit Open, and it will open that way. I'm going to close it real quickly. Another way is just simply go directly to the file, and that's why I didn't double click it while I go, because I do have it already installed on my system, and there is the file. Now, it's got a menu across the top, which has got the File menu, the Edit menu, the View menu, the bookmarks, the Windows, the Settings, and the Help. And then if you go to Help, you can click this here, and it shows you what version you're using, version 8, and it's built for the 8664 Architect, so that it will work for the 32-bit and 64-bit systems. And it shows that I'm running it on Ubuntu 24.04.4, the long-term support, and I have Qt version 5.15.13 at the time of making this video. So let me go ahead and hit close. There's the Thanks tab and a third-party tab that you can read more about. And also in the Help menu, you do have About Qt and What Is This, that answers more questions about the application. Now, if you don't like this toolbar up here, you can make some changes. Go to Application. You can go through here and choose, make the preferences according to the way that you like it. You can choose how that it performs with the HTML settings, because these are HTML files within embedded, kind of compressed within that particular format. Now here you can go to your Advanced tab. you can choose some additional things. Now here's where I like the toolbar. You can make the toolbar where instead of having large icons, you can choose small icons and hit OK, and it takes away the text, of course, and it makes very small icons across the top. You can go back to it. You can just go large icons and choose, that's the default. So it goes back to the original large icons, but it's missing the text, so it still makes it a little smaller on your system. Now this was the default, which is the large text, large icons and text, or you can put just text and go up here and make it look more like a menu bar, like a top menu bar and a sub menu bar. But I like the default application, or at least that's what most people will look like when they install it on their system, which you have the large icon and the text below it. Now these icons work very similar to a PDF viewer, so you can open, print, go back to your home. Like if I clicked somewhere in a different place within my document, I could also hit the back button that would take me back to the home screen, or let me go back to it, or I could just simply hit the home button. Because if I simply went through and clicked several places, you know, if I hit back, I'd have to go all through those several places. Hitting the home button immediately takes me back to my home screen. So here you can see that it makes it a smaller, or you can largen it up. You can locate certain things within it. You can see the HTML file, because this is an embedded HTML file. You can see how it's written in HTML by clicking that button. And then you can place bookmarks within the thing, so you can go to a specific bookmarks, and there's the previous and next buttons, and then this answers what is this, kind of like going through your help menu. So this is a great viewer if you're looking for a CHM viewer for your Linux system. Now let me go ahead and close this right quick, and I'll show you the links that I have at the bottom of my website before I close this out. Now I do have some additional things that it can do. It offers many features such as the bookmark functionality. It has the search feature, which you can search for text throughout the document. You can, and it's also great for non-English language support. So if you're another language, if you're using it, speak another language, it supports that great. And it also has the ability for EPUB, as I had in the description above. Now here's other sources that you can click these links, and I do have them open up here. Here is the actual developer's website, and here is kind of like the help menu. Like if you want to go to its features, you click features, and it has all the features built in the program. You can getting the program. So if you're using something other than Ubuntu, you can click here and go and download it from SourceForge. You can go frequently asked questions. So if you have questions, I'm not the creator, here's where you can browse through and answer or get questions for it. If you got bugs, if you notice that it has bugs, you can read through this, and there's an email address where you can send your bug reports to them. Here's additional screenshots. I just had minimum screenshots on my website. You can click and look at additional screenshots. Here's also a reference thing. You can look at the reference material. And then finally you have the commercial usage. You know, if you want to use this for commercial. I'm not using it for commercial. I'm just using it for my home use. Here is the GitHub that has more information on it, and has where you can look at the releases for it, which is the current release is 8.0. Now here is it, like I told you earlier, if you're a Windows user, if for some reason you double click the file and it's not opening, you can just simply follow through here and it will create a linkable site to where it will open without giving any error messages. Now there was in the past for Windows users codes where it says cyber criminals has been known to abuse the vulnerability of CHM files to execute arbitrary code. Successful exploitation requires the user tricked into opening or decompiling malicious code within the CHM file. The one thing I like about the KchmViewer, if it tries to open another pop-up or something running in the background, it will prompt you asking you, do you want to run or execute that thing running in the background? So that way you won't run something and execute something malicious on your system. So back in the days when this was malicious code, not saying that they still can't run malicious code, the KchmViewer actually allows you to choose whether or not you want to run something that's in the background or a pop-up. Now this is the site that I started with, where other people 6 months ago asking how to run, and it's not necessarily run, it's just how to open the CHM files, and that's what someone down here says. You don't actually run a CHM file. It's like a PDF file. It's just an extension. So if you an Ubuntu or Linux user and you're looking to execute, or not really execute, but to open a CHM file on your system, then you might want to give KchmViewer a look, or install on your system. Or if you just want to put it on your system in case you're ever surfing the internet, you download a file, then you won't have to actually go and search for it. It'll be already installed on your system, so when you click onto it, it will open up for you. Hopefully this video has been helpful to someone, and have a great day.